So today I'm going to try and give a quick overview of how revenue recognition works at Meta. Now this is it's a really complex system. To try to cover as much of that in 5 minutes. So I'm going to be looking at why all of this is important and to kind of cover a bit of the complexity that we have in things like tracking, allocating, and reporting of the revenue. So central to all this is a tool called Revenue 360. So what this tool does is basically all other tools roll up into Revenue 360. So it's a central system that consolidates all the revenue data, and the primary reporting table here is under finance products, Rev 360. The idea is by having everything come in here, we get to have all the data. So there are a couple of main systems that are upstream to this. That's the Start cluster, the Invoice Store, the Omega Invoicer, and the FB billing tool. I think it was previously called AR Intern, but I always hear it being called FB billing these days. So on the Start cluster, so what it does, it basically aggregates real-time ad delivery data from DeliveryDB. So this is whenever someone has clicked on something, then we are able to get that, and that kind of falls in some of the programs that I discuss. I kind of discuss a bit later. So there, the other thing is the invoice store. Its primarily work really is to store invoices, and it stores invoices based on the ad account ID. So this enables us to fairly quickly get the invoice that we need for that particular person. And then we have the invoicer. This is not the data tool, it's more of a tool that you use to generate invoices. So it takes line items from the invoice store, and that's why it's kind of good to have it shaded by account ID, and that allows us to get all the necessary information. It applies coupons and taxes and just generates a PDF from them. The last one is the FB billing, which is a tool that now actually integrates with Oracle. So its big work is to do the work of actually sending the invoices, calculating functional amount, which is what we use for revenue recognition. So functional amount in our case is going to be dollars, but obviously the person who has gotten that service will be billed in whatever currency they have, whether shillings, pounds, or whatever. And then of course making sure that this shows up in the right place. So we've gotten the right accounting code, and here we use things like the Octopus rule engine to ensure that we have that, and then finally that's the work of actually posting these entries into the general ledger. The other part is we have some option for stored balance or revenue recognition, which is a bit different. So this is where someone already has prepaid something, and this is normally useful for small and medium businesses. We also tend to get to situations where someone has gone over their limit. Usually this tool is built for extended credit customers, or big customers who tend to operate on credit basis. So they're able, when something has gone wrong, we have maybe a loss or something of that sort, we're able to kind of take that and do chargebacks. The other thing is around the audience network, and this kind of talks to the various tools that we have. So we have ads that are ads for Meta distributed either on mobile apps or websites, and we typically have some revenue sharing agreements with publishers, developers, and even resellers. So we usually have various types of contra revenue. So this is things like the audience network. We have for example, an agreement with Google that allows us to kind of get some here. Talking a bit more in terms of the incentives, so there are several here. We have meet and beat customers or agencies. These are agencies that we require them to meet a certain target before we are able to send some money to them. We have the MCP program, Mobile Capabilities Program, which was really created a long time ago when you were trying to get customers to sell, to actually transfer and put their ads on the mobile program. So we had incentives just for that. And then we have the agency education program, and this is where we give incentives whenever someone is trying to, for example, someone there learns how to use our tooling, so that's kind of useful. So instead of say using Google, right? So kind of want to look at that. Now, we in some markets, Meta does not have a presence, but we still have people who sell. So, for example, we usually have a lot of business coming in from China. This is primarily run from Thailand, and you know, whenever we get business from them, they also get a bit of revenue from us. That's why it's all called contra revenue. Other thing is on ad accounts, and this is because this information goes to different people and they care about different things. So normally we have different dimensions, so you can break it down by sold to, bill to, and advertiser and liable party. And this is useful even when you think about how we shared our database. The other thing is how we do delivery logging, and the idea here is we want real-time tracking of ad impression and actions. This doesn't necessarily fall on us, but we do get this on the delivery DB. We want to enrich the GL with delivery details. So what's usually goes to the start cluster, which is like holds big data, and it's important for us to do that. To kind of give out this extra information because it's used for analysis, reporting, and even for getting trends. So in Tracer's conclusion, it's really important for us to look through this and kind of get an accurate view. The future is looking bright. We are seeing how we can incorporate AI here and see what we can do so that we can get basically more real-time results.